Well, good morning, one and all. It's Sunday. You know what that means. Welcome along to the next instalment of our Train Sim World 2 scenarios playthrough. And it's a little change now because this, as I'm recording, is on the PS4. The gameplay you'll see is on the PS5. But we're going back to the beginning now, to the London Bakerloo Underground line. And we're going to do a nice long one today. We're going to show you the duration of the route going from Elephant and Castle to Harrow and Wealdstone. So sit back, relax, get yourself a ticket, get in line. You'll hear Simon as well on this. Let's go and have some fun, shall we? Well, hopefully it doesn't pick him up.
Take two.
Take two. Yes, this is take two, folks, because
we tried this already, and well. Lesson to learn is don't use your PS5 microphone.
Yes, that is a big massive lesson to learn, everyone. So, what have we got for you today? Well, first of all, I actually forgot to do the introduction. It's Wednesday.
Again.
You know what that means?
It's anything but Train Sim World 2.
Exactly. Everyone's thinking, why is Train Sim World 2 here on Wednesday? Well, it's because Resident Evil 8 is going to finish on Friday. We only had 2 episodes. I didn't want to do Monday, Wednesday, so let's do Monday, Friday, and find something sticking on here. And luckily we found Train Sim World 2 here, sitting there waiting. So, what have we got for you today? We have got an all-stations Bakerloo line train to Harrow and Wealdstone from Elephant and Castle. We are literally going to traverse the whole line here, and because me and Simon are nice people, I like to think I'm a nice person. Are you a nice person?
Sometimes.
Sometimes you're an arrogant twat as well.
And sometimes I tell you to fuck off.
Exactly. We're going to give you the proper London Underground experience. We are going to give you the proper London Underground experience here, folks.
Like we did in the last one, but we've ended up having to work it out to see how it was.
Exactly, but this time we know.
We know.
We know now.
We know.
Exactly. So,
and some of the stuff in that one, though, was absolutely off the charts. It's a shame you won't get to hear that.
But hopefully we can replicate.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can replicate it. So we're going to go to a speed of 25 miles an hour, which I think in a true train might be a record. Although we will hit 40 later on. And our first station is Lambeth North.
Now you can change here for the London Metropolis Railway. Now, you wonder what the London Metropolis Railway is?
Yes, I am.
Basically, it's when they took dead bodies out of London to Brookwood Cemetery.
And now I all of a sudden didn't want to know what that line was.
It's a dead ending.
It's very dead. I imagine that was a very dead line. Oh, by the way, did you hear that? We don't have to put these by anymore. We could actually throw these in the bin and stop collecting them. But you may as well put them in the cup up there and we'll throw them all out in one go. So here we are approaching Lambeth North tube station here on the Bakerloo line.
You change here for nothing.
Change here for absolutely nothing. Well, we will tell you that in a moment. Hopefully.
With our London Underground experience.
With our London Underground experience, exactly. This is Lambeth North. And I went and forgot.
This is a Bakerloo line service to Harrow and Wealdstone.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge.
Mind the gap.
Exactly, mind the gap. Best end done. Is that the best end? I don't even know what the best end is.
What do you mean best end?
That's what the advert said on the side there.
Probably just some fakey ones.
Exactly. By the way, you know, you're going to have to carry the majority of this stream for talking, because I've already today done 4 videos. I've done nearly 3 hours of recorded content, and my voice is just about ready to to be shot.
And I had my first COVID jab today.
Oh, this is brilliant. This is fantastic. We're bringing you we're not bringing you a Train Sim World 2 stream. We're bringing you Casualty. I'll have my throat operated on, and you can get a dead arm.
Yes.
Fantastic. Next station, London Waterloo. London Waterloo, fact, I know this for a fact, London's busiest railway station.
And underground station.
And underground station.
We did find that out in the last one
Exactly.
when we did this, and
So, Clapham Junction may have a big sign on platforms, I think it's 9 and 10, saying London's busiest railway station. We laugh at that! London Waterloo walks up to it as if Clapham Junction was the toilet and pisses all over it. Though to be fair, a lot of my friends would agree that Clapham Junction is a toilet anyway. So I've probably just offended the whole of Clapham now. There you are, we can have the Scots and people from Clapham. People who I've offended on
Clappish Scots.
Clappish Scots. The Scots have the clap. Indeed, they got the clap. So here we are approaching the London Waterloo station.
Will it pick up that clap?
It will pick up that clap, yes.
Clapping.
Hey, oi. If I get comments from my friend Jason, alright Jason, saying that he can hear my farts, I'm pretty sure that he will hear your clapping.
Right, let's give them the London Underground experience.
Exactly. This is Waterloo. Change here for National Rail services from London Waterloo and South Eastern services from Waterloo East. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge. This is a Bakerloo line train for Harrow and Wealdstone.
Mind the gap.
There you go. See? Hopefully you will all feel like you're in London as we're doing this. Next up, Embankment. Embankment, which I remember Embankment, right? And I remember this from the quiz that you watched. We both got that completely wrong because we thought that Embankment was Southwark with the London Eye in the background, didn't we? And then it came up, it was Embankment, and we're like, oh yeah, of course. Also, for an Embankment, you can change for
Charing Cross.
Charing Cross.
The District, the Circle Line.
Yes. And we will do that because it really is not far of a walk between Embankment and Charing Cross.
Oh yeah, is this the 50 light thing you mentioned earlier?
What's
the last one?
What's the 59 thing?
If we get 50 likes on this stream...
Yes, that's right, yes. So here's what... I'll explain that after we pull in Embankment here. And then...
Where's everyone?
It's COVID, isn't it? No one's there. They'll be there when they get off the train, but not there when we pull in. Oh, that's pretty good, I'd say. Yeah, that's pretty good. This is Embankment. Change here for District and Circle Line trains. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge. This is a Bakerloo line train for Harrow and Wealdstone.
Mind the gap.
Exactly. So next up, London Charing Cross. Now, if I'm right, you can actually stand on, I think it's Embankment platform, look down the tube and you can see Charing Cross.
Yeah, I don't think it's that too far.
It really isn't. And what we will do is, we will do a solid for you all. Next time me and him are down in London together, if we get 50 likes on this video, we will see who can do the quickest run from Embankment to Charing Cross. Whether it can be one person walking or one person on the tube. We will find out which is quicker. And that is our promise. I think you also changed Charing Cross for the Northern Line, don't you?
Yes.
I thought so.
Northern Line, Charing Cross branch.
Yes.
I used to have the Jubilee line here, but...
This is Charing Cross. Change here for Northern Line services and National Rail services. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge. This is a Bakerloo line train for Harrow and Wealdstone.
Mind the gap.
Exactly. Mind all the gaps.
No, because the Jubilee line actually used to run to Charing Cross
Yes, it did. I remember that.
before they got
Is that where the confusion with Skyfall came in? Because if I remember Skyfall, there was a lot of confusion with trains and what they were actually running on.
Yes.
So when we saw the Jubilee line train, that was on the wrong line.
Yes, because they said it was on the District line,
Yeah.
but it was actually on the the disused section of the Jubilee line.
Ah. See? Who needs London Underground when you have a Simon?
The problem with films is they don't reenact it perfectly.
Yeah, that can be a bit of an issue.
So when they've got on at Temple, it's actually supposed to be a subsurface train, not a tube level train like we're travelling on.
Exactly. Pulling into Piccadilly Circus now. I want to do a bus veg at Piccadilly Circus. I think Piccadilly Circus would be a challenge.
Massive challenge.
I think it'd be a massive challenge. Is that gap there in real life?
Yes.
Are you absolutely sure?
100%.
So you've done Piccadilly before?
I've been here before.
Well, you've been here before. This is Piccadilly Circus. Change here
Piccadilly line.
for the Piccadilly line. Exactly. This is I forgot what. This is a Bakerloo line train for Harrow and Wealdstone.
Mind the gap.
Exactly. I forgot what line. Piccadilly line, Piccadilly Circus. Duh, my brain just went stupid. Can't believe that it actually did that. Right, wait till 17, 10 and 15. I should point out as well, we are doing this service in rush hour. Rush hour in London. If anyone has ever done rush hour in London, please don't. If anyone's thinking of ever doing rush hour in London, please don't. Pretty please don't do that. What's next? Oxford Circus.
Yes.
Now I know what you change here for Oxford Circus for. Everything.
Thinking about another 15 minutes or so, we might do that segment.
Oh yes, that segment that is our newest segment.
We're just waiting to get out the tube.
Yes, so we just want to do that, don't we? And then we're on from there, aren't we?
I think I know what we're going to talk about in that section anyway.
You don't think you know what
Yeah.
we're going. My God, Simon actually has pre-prepared things.
Well, I'm just going to talk about the same thing as last time.
Oh, I know you are.
Yeah.
Which,
And when I mean last time, I mean the first recording we did in the PS5 mic we were on because we forgot to plug in the microphone.
yeah, who forgot to plug in the microphone, Simon?
You did.
You did. Excuse me, it was your fault.
Well, you told me to took it out so you could store stuff.
Yes, I did, but you then didn't put it back in.
Hashtag blame Simon.
Exactly.
Oh no, hashtag blame Sheldon.
Yes, blame Sheldon.
Bazinga, bitch.
Bazinga, punk. Exactly. Oxford Circus. See, here's people. Ye of little faith. 2,
2.
3.
So this is Oxford Circus.
This is Oxford Circus. 4.
This is another busy station.
Oh, this is a pretty busy station on the Bakerloo line.
And complicated.
And very complicated, exactly. This is Oxford Circus. Change here for Central and Victoria line services. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge. This is a Bakerloo line train for Harrow and Wealdstone.
Mind the gap.
Please. Although, no, we had this argument
Yeah,
last
we had
time.
this argument last time. It doesn't say please.
He doesn't say please, but don't you think he should say please?
Or please mind the gap.
Please mind the gap. Well, mind you, she says it in the Bakerloo announcement. But he doesn't say it on Bakerloo platforms. Regent's Park is next. I've never been to Regent's Park. I've been close to Regent's Park, but never been to Regent's Park itself.
Now you change at Regent's Park for London's ZFL.
ZFL.
London Zoo.
That is that is the official way it goes. ZFL. Change here for ZFL. London Zoo.
I'll be right in my habitat there, will I?
Yes, you would, because you are a bit of a gorilla at times, aren't you?
Yes.
Yes, indeed, you are. He didn't have anything to say there. He just knew that for once in my life, Ian was right.
Well, he's a dog ape shit.
Oh god! Oh boy! Oh man! Jeez, I mean, what do you want to say to that? What do you want me to say to that? What do you want them to say to that? That's terrible! That is utterly terrible, Simon.
Wait till we get to Baker Street.
Oh, no, I hate to think what you'll be like at Baker Street. Here they are, they've tuned in for a 50-minute tube service, all stations, and it's about, we're about 15 minutes in now, and it's about to go haywire.
Probably.
Probably, exactly. So here we are, Regent's Park. Pull it up nicely to the... Oh, not quite nicely to a stop. Now it's nicely to a stop. There you go. Absolutely fantastic. This is Regent's Park. Change here for ZFL, London Zoo. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge. This is a Bakerloo line train for Harrow and Wealdstone.
Mind the gap.
Exactly, mind the gap. It's there we go. What's next? Baker Street. Oh, speaking of Baker Street is next up on the list.
Yes.
Baker Street, the home of Madame Two Swords.
And the fictional detective Sherlock Holmes.
Exactly, Sherlock Holmes.
But have you ever watched the Sherlock Holmes with Benedict Cumberbatch in?
Excuse me.
Well, Benedict Cumberbatch.
You must say that name in the style of Emily Blunt. A bit of British, all right. It's Benedict Cumberbatch.
But that's Sherlock. Because when they filmed at Baker Street, it's actually filmed near Euston Road Tube Station.
Euston Road, don't you mean Euston Square?
Euston Square, sorry.
Oh my, you didn't.
I know.
You didn't just call Euston Square Euston Road, did you?
Yeah.
You really didn't, did you?
Yeah, I did.
You know what you're gonna get now, don't you? You know exactly what's coming now, don't you?
My brain needs to mind the gap.
Yes, your brain needs...
Anyway.
Your brain should have minded the gap years ago. Along with your mouth. Although that's a different kind of gap that minds, that's for sure. This is Baker Street. Change here for Metropolitan, District and Circle Line services, as well as Madame Two Swords, and anything else that we can think of. Please mind... Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Look, you know where we're going now.
Mind the gap.
Exactly, mind the gap.
Mind you, what do you see at Madame Two Swords?
You see a lot of good waxworks at Madame Two Swords. I remember, I've still got the picture on here. Remember when Tiger Woods was lining up a putt and I just stood behind him thinking I was his caddy?
Yeah.
That was correct. And
Oh,
also,
yeah. Kylie Minogue was there, was she?
Kylie Minogue was in there as well, yes. We won't talk about that.
Mind the gap between Kylie Minogue's arse.
Exactly. She when they do a waxwork of her on her fucking hands and knees, you're fucking gonna get close to that one, let me fucking tell you. She might be 50 years old, but every male right now, and I guarantee female, has just said yes please to Kylie Minogue. Even the straight girls.
So this is Marylebone.
Marylebone.
Now coming up, you can see a sign that says Great Central on the left, which is
Right
coming
there.
up now. But that's because, well, we'll do it after.
Yes, we'll do it after. This is Marylebone. Change here for National Rail services. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge. This is a Bakerloo line train for Harrow and Wealdstone.
Mind the gap.
Yeah, so Great Central.
Because London Marylebone used to have Great Central Railway services out.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
But hold on, the Great Central was Leicester, and Leicester is the Midland Main Line, which is St Pancras.
The Heritage Leicester Station is the Great Central Main Line out of Marylebone. But now today you get Chiltern Railway services out of London Marylebone towards Birmingham.
Chiltern Railways, where you can get a nice big shouty diesel and it will sound absolutely mega leaving London Marylebone, because it's all uphill, if I remember rightly, from
Yes.
London Marylebone. And yeah, that would be something. Let's say Edgware Road is next. We actually got off at Edgware Road once, I think, didn't we? Didn't we walk from Edgware to Paddington to kill some time for the sleeper?
Yes.
Yes, we did. I can't remember if that was the first or second trip we did. This is Edgware Road. Change here for Circle and District Line services. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge. This is a Bakerloo line train for Harrow and Wealdstone.
Mind the gap.
Exactly. Mind the gap indeed.
The Kylie Minogue thing, I'm actually disappointed with that because it was funnier when we did it the first time.
Of course it was, because we'd just done four. We'd just done four record. Oh, was it 4 or 3? No, 3 recording.
Yeah.
We were high on. You were high on pot noodle. That was for sure. But I think it's just because it's evening when we're doing this one. We're having to really push this one through so I can get the next batch of it, because this is the video that I'm waiting for which is a blocker.
Yeah.
This is a blocker video. But now we're
Block solid.
yeah, we are block.
And this tube tray is unblocking this tube.
It is unblocking this tube. Next up is Simon Pool territory.
Paddington.
Let me tell you now, you will not find, and we've said this already in all the Great Western Express ones we've done, you will not find a bigger Great Western mark in the world than this man right here. He knows his stuff when it comes to the Great Western. He only wishes he could go back in time and shake Isambard's hand.
Yes.
And also shake a few other people's hands as well. Mr. Stevenson?
Had nothing to do with the Great Western Railway, but I would.
No, you would, wouldn't you? Exactly. This is Paddington. Change here for National Rail services, as well as Circle and District Line services. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge. This is a Bakerloo line train for Harrow and Wealdstone.
Mind the gap. And you forgot the Hammersmith and City Line services.
Yes, I did. Even the phone acknowledges I forgot Hammersmith and City. I can't believe I forgot Hammersmith and City.
Mind you, I wouldn't mind going back to, I think it's the 1860s or something like that.
Yeah.
Be it Westbourne Park railway station.
Westbourne at the moment's on the tube, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
But there used to be a national railway station at Westbourne Park.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what else is at Westbourne Park? Route 23.
Well, no, because I wouldn't mind going back to Westbourne Park in the 1860s to meet up with a female train spotter called Fanny Johnson.
You didn't just call someone a fanny, did you?
Yes.
Oh, lovely. Oh, my God. He's coming out with it all today, isn't he? Fanny Johnson. Jesus Christ. Hold on, in the 1860s, she was a train spotter.
Well, she just shot the numbers down.
Of what? The horses?
No, Daniel Gucci's big locomotives.
Oh, that's who I was on about. Gooch.
Yes.
You wouldn't mind going back and shaking Mr. Gooch's hand, wouldn't you? There you go. There you are. There's a question for you, Si. You are Great Western, right?
Yeah.
If you could go back to one specific era of the Great Western Main Line, from its inception, which era would you go for?
1950s?
For the Kings of the Castles, I
Yes.
assume, yeah. I knew you would go that way. Oh, dear me. This is Warwick Avenue. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge. This is a Bakerloo line train for Harrow and Wealdstone.
Mind the gap.
Yeah, I knew you'd say around that time, because I guarantee you Simon Poole in the 1950s would have stood anywhere on Paddington Station and he would be salivating.
And they wasn't you on the tracks back then.
They would as well, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
And that's a scary thing, because you've got, how heavy are those things? They must be a good number of tons.
Yes.
And you could be inches from them on the railway track
As they're passing.
It's incredible.
Do it this day, they tell you to get back on the station.
Oh, and quite rightly so.
Yes.
Quite rightly, because trains nowadays are a lot more faster.
Speedier.
Faster.
Yeah.
And plus, there's no give. There is literally no give on some of these trains. I mean, a lot of the enthusiasts sweep up to, oh, they're plastic shite and whatnot. But they might be plastic shite, but plastic in a concentration is still a fucking...
And they're made from steel as well.
Steel, exactly.
So how can they be plastic shite when they're made of steel?
Exactly, steel. Steel only bends when it's really hot.
Mm.
And let me tell you something: when a person hits a train, there's no give.
No.
Unfortunately. So next up, Maida Vale.
Oh, you can hear a person in the background. There's someone being a dick on his Xbox.
Oh yeah, we're doing this as someone's streaming on his Xbox, on his Twitch channel. We won't acknowledge him and give him the time of day. This is Maida Vale. Please change here for the British Broadcasting Corporation. And please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge. This is a Bakerloo line train for Harrow and Wealdstone.
Mind the gap.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, those British Broadcasting cunts.
Yes, the BBC, the British Broadcasting Cunts. Now, Kilburn Park, if I remember rightly, is the last safe haven of the deep tube.
Yes.
Because
I did put a good British boys for British Broadcasting cunts for the last one.
You did?
I don't think I can recreate that.
No, you probably couldn't.
I'll give it a go.
If you can remember it.
We now go to the British Broadcasting cunts.
Yes.
I think that was it, yeah.
Yeah, that was probably
Spot on.
See, we're halfway through this video and we haven't got up top yet. And there's still plenty of stations to go. And the first...
There's 25 stations on this route.
It's a 25.
I think it's 25.
And it doesn't feel like 25, does it?
Because they're all bunched up.
Exactly, they're all bunched up and they're all put together. And they just don't feel like they're all of the same.
This is the last deep tube station.
This is the last deep tube station. Yes, it is. This is Kilburn Park. After this station, we're in open air. And then you'll see some speed out of this train. This is Kilburn Park. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge. This is a Bakerloo line train for Harrow and Wealdstone.
Mind the gap. And on a technicality, that's the last time you should be hearing that.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
Yes. Even though the last one, when we recorded it, I just kept on saying it on the above level stations, but...
You may as well, though, mightn't you? Because you're so used to it by now, aren't you? Right. Oh yeah, there's the whistle. Now the low whistle, if I'm right, the low whistle is the deeper sounding one, but the high whistle is the one you do hear out and about sometimes, isn't it? It's a something like that. But we'll get up top as Martin goes absolutely apeshit. I feel like yelling at him, "Hey, shut up! Recording!" He'll be like, "We're recording too." "Fuck you, bitch." Simon is just taking a little comfort break. As
just getting it all set up for the segment.
Exactly, he's it's in unfortunately I actually went through his contract, and in his contract it does stipulate he's allowed a comfort break. Don't ask me why, he just is.
Right, it's all set up there.
There we go.
Right, this is Queen's Park.
Yes, Queen's Park. We're now up and above. We're in London and we're absolutely loving it, aren't we?
On a technicality, we should get London Overground trains here, but they haven't included them in this route.
No, which is a shame. Because I would have personally loved to have seen London Overground here. Because I think that would have...
made the Bakerloo line experience more better.
Would have, yes.
Even if they were like AI locos.
Exactly. Exactly. Everyone's Go on, carry on.
This is when you come up to the Watford DC lines, which we'll explain in a minute.
Yes, well, we are on the Watford DC line, but we got to go across for it. This is Queen's Park. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge. This is a Bakerloo line train for Harrow and Wealdstone.
Mind the gap.
Exactly. So, yeah. As I said, this is something I did bring up with them. You would have loved to have had the Bakerloo line services, but at the same time, you would have also... I mean, not Bakerloo line services, London Overground. But at the same time, you can see the argument why they didn't go in. Which I can agree. I can certainly say, yeah, absolutely, no problem there. But it would
Probably would have lagged the hell out of this.
It probably would have lagged.
So we would be speaking like this.
Exactly. I think it would have lagged the absolute hell out of this if we're if we're being honest.
So is it time?
I think on this stretch to Kensal Green, it is time for everyone's favourite segment. Someone stick it up in the corner of the screen. Trains with Sheldon. So, Sheldon, what have you got for us today?
Well, we haven't really talked about the train we're actually travelling on.
The train we're travelling on, even though it's not a train, it's a tube stock.
Yes.
Lovely.
This is the London Underground 1972. I'll repeat that again, sorry.
1972?
1972.
1972?
Right. This is the London Underground 1972 tube stock. And this was built...
When was it built? 1972. I bet you were.
Early 70s.
Early 70s.
Early 70s replacing the 1938 tube stock and the 1959 tube stock.
Really?
Yeah, construction was between 1972 to 1974. They entered service on the 26th of June 1972, and they were built at the Metro Camel at Washford Heath in Birmingham.
They're Birmingham!
Yes.
These belong to Birmingham.
The Brummy tube stock.
Yeah, Brummy!
But then they were refurbished in Tickford at Royceleft Docks Yard.
Rosyth.
Rosyth.
Yes.
Which is in Scotland.
Aye!
And currently they run on the Bakerloo line, but they did serve the Jubilee line and the Northern lines historically.
Yeah, and now the Jubilee has got 96 stock, hasn't it?
Yes.
And same with the Waterloo in City, or is that 92?
Waterloo in City is 92 tube stock.
Yeah. Waterloo in City...
Which, by the way, has just reopened this week after the pandemic.
Really?
Yes.
So, once again, London's busiest tube line is going to be London's busiest tube line.
Only at peak time.
Only at peak time.
Yes.
Ah, lovely. Isn't it always nice when it's only at a certain point in its career? Anyway, here we are, Kensal Green Station. This is Kensal Green. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge. This is a Bakerloo line train for Harrow and Wealdstone.
Mind the gap.
Exactly. So, now that we're... one thing you'll also notice about these platforms compared to the underground platforms, the stations are actually higher.
Yes, because to accommodate the London Overground train.
Exactly. These are platforms compatible with the London Overground
So
trains.
when you get on this tube train, you actually got to step down onto it.
Step down and duck your head.
Yes.
Because it is one of those pretty decent drops, as they say.
Now what you don't see on the left when we are running this line, and then on the right further to Harrow and Wealdstone, is the West Coast Main Line.
Yes, you can see it there on your left now.
That's the West Coast Main Line.
That is the West Coast Main Line.
Because this line that we're on is the Watford DC line, and this was opened in 1912 by the London North Western Railway.
Oh, the good old London North Western. Who doesn't like the London North Western? People who don't like the London North Western, I would say.
Basically, to provide additional suburban capacity.
Yes. And to be fair, it does. It
Yeah.
does the job. I mean, I haven't seen the I haven't been on a 710 yet to comment. Just passing Wealdstone TMD on your left here. Wealdstone TMD, where all the London Overground stock is kept, serviced and maintained, along with 2 other depots.
Ilford on the Great Eastern Main Line.
And that's mainly for London Overground services, which are out of London Liverpool Street.
And New Cross Depot.
Which deals with all the East London stuff.
From Highbury and Islington to Crystal Palace.
West Croydon.
West Croydon, yeah.
And there's one more station which is...
New Cross.
New Cross itself, yes. No, there's another station. There's Crystal Palace. There's...
Clapham.
There's no, on the East London line. I'm sure there's another station. There's Crystal Palace. There's West Croydon. I'm sure there's another one. I'm sure I remember somewhere there is another one. Anyway, this is Wealdstone Junction. Change here for London Overground services. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge. This is a Bakerloo line train for Harrow and Wealdstone.
Mind the gap.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure there is another... I know there's the New Cross services, which start at Highbury and Islington. Do they start at Highbury and Islington?
Yes, the East London line do.
Yes. No, I'm talking about the New Cross service. Because there's Highbury and Islington to Clapham Junction, Highbury and Islington to West Croydon, Highbury and Islington to Clapham Junction. I'm not sure if there's a Highbury and Islington to New Cross. It doesn't sound right for me.
Yeah. On the East London line, there's West Croydon, Crystal Palace, New Cross, Clapham Junction. Some do start at Dalston Junction.
Dalston Junction, that's it.
And then Highbury and Islington.
Yes. It may be Dalston Junction to New Cross. Because I'm sure the two Croydon and Crystal Palace, they're dealt with by Highbury and Islington. And I'm pretty sure that Clapham Junction is as well. And we're coming in way too fast.
Harleston.
At Harleston. Way too fast! Jesus Christ, someone's got to get the brakes on here to be on the... Look at this. Oi, look at this. Look at that. On the nose. See, I do that all the time. This is Harleston. There's some hospital you got to change here for, but I can't remember what it is. This is a Bakerloo line train for Harrow and Wealdstone.
Mind the gap.
Mind the gap indeed. So, yeah, I don't... I can't remember what it is. It's a hospital. It's maybe a children's hospital. Or an eye hospital. It's one of the two. Simon will find out. Stonebridge Park is next. Now, Stonebridge Park is the second of the terminus stations on the northern part of the Bakerloo line. The other being Queen's Park. So you get Queen's Park, Elephant and Castle. You get Stonebridge Park, Elephant and Castle. And you get Elephant and Castle to Harrow and Wealdstone, the full distance on the line. Which we love the full distance on the line, don't we?
Yes.
Everybody loves a full distance on the line. That is for sure. Absolutely 100% for sure. And hopefully, we will get on the Bakerloo line because I do want to go to my favourite Bakerloo line station of all time. I may even do that on... You know, I'm looking for something to do when I go down to London.
South Kenton.
I may do a South Kenton on a Sunday. See what it's like.
On Sunday?
A Sunday, yeah, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Would actually.
I think the preference is for a Monday to Friday.
Oh yeah, on the left we're actually passing Wembley Yard.
Oh yes, Wembley International something or other. And also over there will be Wealdstone PRDC, the post area for...
Now we did like coming to Stonebridge Park because they had a good travel lodge on the cheap.
They do. Wembley Central Travel Lodge. Look at that, nicely to a stop. This is Stonebridge Park. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge. This is a Bakerloo line train for Harrow and Wealdstone.
Mind the gap.
Yeah, it's
They got like a cafe there, which sometimes have some car shows there, or bike shows.
oh yeah, well, especially during the evening.
Yeah.
Because I remember one of our friends, didn't he go to one of those shows with his little Vauxhall Corsa or something like that, or a Vauxhall Astra?
Oh, is that Mr. DC?
Mr. DC, yes.
Yeah.
In hilarious, we were on the DC lines, and he went to a place on the DC lines. It's hilarious. How is I haven't heard from John in a while. Is he all right?
Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah.
He's just playing his model rallies and
Isn't that always the way?
yeah.
John, I remember the times. This is way back when John DC went to Ali Pali railway shows. That was his national holiday because he always.
Oh yeah, R.I.P. bank account.
R.I.P. the bank accounts. Speaking of R.I.P. bank accounts, did you see that on Twitter? I know it's not for your model layout, but someone is selling their slam door First Great Western set.
Oh, I might just saw it when I scrolled past it. Yeah.
But it's got the power cars of the Welsh Dragons.
Yeah, I did see that. I didn't realise you were selling it though. I just scrolled down.
Yeah, he's selling it. I don't know, but it's not the right region for your model railway, is it? Because you want the intercity.
Well, I could have it for the modern era. But...
Yeah.
Anyway.
Now we have changed sides because we've just gone under the West Coast Main Line.
And as you see on your right shortly, the West Coast Main Line will be on your right.
Exactly. And we're coming up to Wembley Central. Gay Sarah, Sarah. Whatever will be, will be.
Now with Wembley Central on the West Coast Main Line platforms,
We're going to Wembley. You can carry on now.
yeah, I don't feel like carrying on.
Are you sure?
Because if I carry on, you're going to sing again, are you?
I'll finish the song.
So, at Wembley Park, is it Wembley Park?
No, this is Wembley Central.
Wembley Central, sorry. You're not allowed to go on to the West Coast Main Line platforms 5 minutes before the train arrives.
And I have been at Wembley Park, and the trains pass here at a ridiculous speed.
Anyway,
This is Wembley Central. Change here for National Rail services. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge. This is a Bakerloo line train for Harrow and Wealdstone.
mind the gap.
Indeed, mind the gap. Yeah, no, I've done a stint at Wembley Central when I did my birthday. This was about 3, 4, 5 years ago now. Because I stayed at a Watford hotel. And I did all of the Watford DC lines, stations, including this line down to Kensington Olympia. And then coming back, I did the West Coast Main Line stations. So I had a lot of stuff there. But next up after is North Wembley, which we're going to pop into. Hopefully it should be all good and golden. I like to think so. What's this going on here? Oh, is this in preparation for?
So we're not going to watch after this yet.
Yes, that's. You did say you were going to watch that, and I suppose we should actually thank Simon because literally he had his COVID jab. What was it now? About 3 hours ago now. Three and a half hours ago. Yeah. And we're having to rush this through, and he could have easily turned around and said, no, we'll wait until Sunday, but we're getting this rush now. And then we're going to do the Scotland one that you'll see a fortnight or so ago. We're going to get that done tomorrow.
Yes, because this is the 9th of June, and the 10th of June, the Cathcart Circle comes out.
Absolutely, with the 314s.
Looking forward to that one.
You're looking forward to that one, aren't you?
Anyway.
Exactly. This is North Wembley. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge. This is a Bakerloo line train for Harrow and Wealdstone.
Mind the gap.
Yeah, so I'm personally looking forward to the Cathcart as well because it will bring forward Scotland's I would say Scotland's busiest railway station in Clapham, not Clapham Junction. That's they wish Clapham Junction was in Scotland. Glasgow Central.
Yes.
I want to see if they've absolutely captured Glasgow Central. Because
Inside Central Station.
exactly, if they've not captured
That's
Glasgow,
also a TV show as well.
it is. If they've not captured Glasgow Central right, you know everyone's going to slate that route straight away.
Even the Scots.
Even the Scots will slate that route.
They will throw haggis at Central Station.
Would they throw a haggis, really?
Maybe.
Maybe they would.
Have I offended the Scots again?
You've offended the Scots. Unbelievable. Everyone's offending the Scots. What have the Scots ever done
But
to
we
you?
love you, Scotland!
We do. We really
do.
do. You've got some cracking.
If it was up to me, I would just tell where I were to go away, pack everything up and just move to Scotland.
But then, how would you get to London?
Make a few days of it.
But also, you got the poor weather up in Scotland.
I'd be fine.
You're trying to make this Scotland work, aren't you?
Ish.
Ish, yeah. Now here is my favourite station on the Bakerloo line, Rail Enthusiast Haven, South Kenton. Anyone who ever goes to London, please consider South Kenton as a train station for an hour or so, even a half hour. You will not be disappointed, because guess why? This is South Kenton. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge. This is a Bakerloo line train for Harrow and Wealdstone.
Mind the gap.
Mind the gap.
And this is also the least used station on the Bakerloo line as well.
Yes, it is. Now, I was shocked when I heard that. I was, honest to God, shocked when I heard that.
If you go on YouTube, look for South Kenton Tube Station, you will see that is the least used station.
Which, I honestly didn't think that would be the case. I thought it'd be somewhere like, I don't know, probably North Wembley. Or probably even Warwick Avenue. I did not think South Kenton. Not in the slightest.
The problem is with the northern end of the Bakerloo line, it's more industrial and a bit
Now that
residential.
is true. Especially around the Wealdstone area.
And Stonebridge area, yeah.
Yeah, because there is a lot of industry around. I mean, we mentioned it earlier. You got the main post area depot around there. There's also, when you go past, I think it's Wealdstone Junction, you got a big stone factory area next to the West Coast Main Line.
Aggregate, I think.
Aggregate, that's the one, because that's the one that's run by DCR, isn't it? With the 56s.
Yes.
Or was it now changed?
I think it's changed now.
I think it's gone to DB.
Maybe, I'm not too sure.
Maybe even GB.
Yeah.
It's one of those but it's definitely not DC anymore.
No.
No. Don't see many DCR freight trains around anymore. I wonder if they're slowly going out of business.
I think they are actually, because they had to
Sell a lot of stuff.
even the Oakhampton branch.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, that does shock me. That shocks me in the slightest. This is Kenton. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge. This is a Bakerloo line train for Harrow and Wealdstone.
Mind the gap.
I think the next station is Harrow and Wealdstone, isn't it?
Yes.
Look at that. We're almost at Harrow. We got 4 minutes to go. Time is flying. Time is absolutely flying. I'm trying to get this Cathcart circle up so I can see the there we go, Cathcart circle. That's the one I want, because I want to check the scenarios. So we've got okay, yeah. Oh, I might do that one first.
Do we get the full Cathcart circle route?
Not only do you get a full Cathcart circle route, you get a full Cathcart circle scenario in both directions.
Wonderful.
We do not touch that one at all until the very end.
We'll say that one till that.
It may take 5 years to get there, but we.
Is the other branches on there too?
I see Newton. I see trains for Newton.
But do you actually go to Newton?
Newton to Glasgow. So yeah.
Also, they incorporate the branches as well.
They've incorporated. They did say that Newton and Wealdstone were in with the Cathcart Circle, so you got no problems there. But yeah, take this Glasgow to Wealdstone service through Fort Mount, Florida, while keeping traction on the poor weather. Does it surprise you we're in Scotland and the words poor weather? But no, I've seen the perfect scenario we're going to start with. Oh, actually, no, I've seen another one that we might do. Oh, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, we're coming up to Harrow and Wealdstone now, the final station of this monster Bakerloo scenario. If you have made it this far, you're a legend.
I might do a Cathcart Circle video while I'm in Scotland.
You are an utter, absolute legend. Simon will tell you how much of a legend you are.
Super legend. Ultra, super, awesome legend.
There you are. If you've made it this far, you are an ultra, super, awesome legend. That's come from Simon. So, we'll terminate the train here at Harrow and Wealdstone.
Mind the gap where we hit your arse on the way out.
Exactly. This will be the end. Normally, from here, the trains will then go into the turnback siding and then come back out to use the other line.
But the London Overground services do extend to Watford Junction from here.
Yes, that's your line that goes to the left there. To the right is the turnback siding.
You can also change here for the National Railway services.
To Watford Junction and London Euston, exactly. And Southern Railway services as well.
Yes, to Clapham Junction.
Because Southern stop here are completely...
Croydon?
No, it's only Clapham at the moment.
With COVID.
Milton Keynes to Clapham Junction. Now, I figured out why we didn't get a medal. Because we did this on the PS4, and then we just betted it on the PS5.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah, this was recorded on the PS5. I did forget to mention that. But anyway, it's Wednesday. We should ask for more likes than we do on a Sunday. Normally we ask 25 on a Sunday.
30.
30! There we go, 30. Simon has said the number.
And then if we've got 50 likes, we do that video as well.
That video, see which is faster, walking or tube to embankment. So get subscribed for more Wreckfest, more Man-Eater, The Last of Us Part 2. Train Sim World 2 returns on Sunday with the Isle of Wight line. We've got F1 2021 starting in a couple of weeks. Simon, I know you got to go. We're going to make this quick. You've got the last word. Take it away.
Mind the gap.
Please.